The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we'll be going over some cnMaestro on-premises applications. Today I also have Alan Yu and Emilio with us going over some specifications and kind of diving a little bit deeper into ideas and what we have created today for you guys. So without further ado, Alan and Emilio, I send it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. So good morning, everyone. So today we're going to talk about cnMaestro on-premise. As you're probably aware, we have the news announced about 2 weeks ago for cnMaestro, and basically we have on-premise deployed, the on-premise version available, and currently you can download the on-premise from our webpage. And so today's session is mainly focused on this on-premise version, and to give you the a quick idea on what is on-premise, and also highlight the difference between the on-premise versus cloud. And in general speaking, we're all the function features are the same for cnMaestro between the cloud and on-premise, but because they are slightly different, so we want to highlight those differences in today's webinar to give you some better idea when you deploy on-premise cnMaestro in your network. So on-premise, obviously, it's a NOC version. It's not something like today we're having the cloud. It's a version you will be able to install the server locally with your data center, and it is distributed as a virtual machine. So basically, it's packed as a open virtualization archive there, and all components available in a single image. So what you're gonna see is, if you go to our web page, you're gonna download a single installation file. It contains all the image you need for that installation. And it is about, I would say, 2.1 gigabytes, so it'll be a little bit, takes some while to get things download. And once you install the on-premise on your local server, and then you will be, so basically you have your kind of like a private network to manage all your, networks. And last time we said this release 1.2.0 also eliminate the ePMP limitation, so you will be able to manage up to 4,000 devices. And within this 4,000, you can be any numbers of ePMP, PMP, ePMP and Wi-Fi devices. The PMP 450 support is not in current 1.2 release. It will come in the 1.3 release by end of August. So, so within this 4,000, you can do as many as you want with the mix between the ePMP and Wi-Fi device. So when we talk about on-premise, as we said, it's a virtualized archive, and it's basically a virtualized framework. And there's two different versions or frameworks we support. One is called bare metal hypervisor. This is based on the VMware with the ESXi, and on top of that, we're running the cnMaestro on-premise. The other one is called desktop virtualization. So you can have a Windows or Linux operation system. On top of that, you can have either a workstation from the VMware or from the Oracle VirtualBox. And the cnMaestro was running on top of that. The VirtualBox is a free version, and so we recommend that one. And if you have the if you want to go with the VMware workstation, it's also recommend, but you're gonna look at the license from the VMware to get the your workstation running there. So, so the device, I said earlier, in the 1.2.0, we have 4,000 devices supported. And That is basically the limitation today on this software. We're in the future release, we're gonna make the software more efficient. So we're gonna support more and more. We'll be able to support more and more device in a single server. So for the hardware side, there is some requirement for the server hardware in order to support the number of devices. So here's a list. If you have, let's say, under 100 device, basically your server hardware requirement is 2 CPUs and 2 gigabytes RAM. If you have 1,000 up to 1,000 device, it's 4 CPU and 4 gigabytes RAM. Once you are 4,000, we need 4 CPUs and with 8 gigabits RAM. And for the customer, if you want to have hardware ready to support 10,000 device, and the hardware requirement was 8 CPUs with the 16 gig RAM. So basically, that will give you the support ready for the future. When we get the software ready, you will be able to manage more device without changing the hardware. So that's basically the hardware requirement, and also shows the how they're gonna scale up. And as I said, we are for 10,000. We're looking for later this year, basically in Q4. We're gonna have this 10,000 device supported. It will be more efficient, and so the same single server, you will be able to manage more than less than you will be able to manage up to 10,000 device per server base. So let's talk about the difference. Difference, we're trying to, the general function are the same, but because this is the NOC version, unlike the cloud, Cambium, we host the cloud and we manage the upgrade. We have the MSN numbers we can manage. So this will impact a couple areas. So I list 7 areas here: administrators, device connectivity, onboarding, image management, software update, server management, and CLI interface. So those are the 7 areas. The function will be slightly different compared with the cloud. So let's talk about the first one, administrator. So for on-premise, the administrator are local because you have no connection. In this case, because you have no connection with the cnMaestro cloud, and so the administrator are local, and we have a default user name and password is admin, and that will give you the one administrator function for the cnMaestro. And because it's a local server, you are not connect with the cloud. So the device connectivity also slightly, some part is we also make some change. So you will be able to, so the device will know which server they're gonna know, because each server will be customize your own installation. So we set up 4 different ways for the device to know which server it will be looking for connectivity, and this is by the priority orders. The first one is you're going to configure the URL from the UI of the device, so it will tell where the server is. So this has the highest priority. By default, this part is empty, but if you put it in, it has the highest priority. The second priority is using the DHCP option 43. So you set up the URL as for the Maestro, cnMaestro. So you're not directly connect your server. Instead, you have a DNS server. So if you're if your cnMaestro server change, but as long as your DNS server point to the cnMaestro server, then using the DHCP option 43, the device will be able to connect to the cnMaestro on-premise. Similar thing for the next level with DHCP option 15. So you set up a domain name as the company.com, and the device will basically contact the cnMaestro.company.com. You can customize that company.com thing. So so it will go through the similar like the DNS server and then point to the cnMaestro server. The lowest priority is the cloud access. So basically, this is what we're using for most of the cloud management today. It's cloud.cambiumnetworks.com. All the device will go here and to be connected with the cnMaestro cloud. So obviously for the on-premise, you're not using the last option. You're literally using one of the top 3 setup to make the device know where the server is. But in the future, we will keep the capability for the to make some connectivity between the on-premise version and the on the cloud. So we call it the associate function. So we give the customer the option. They can when they do the onboarding or the license control part, they can make the connectivity with the cloud, and they can also manually turn off the connection with the cloud. So in that case, in certain cases, you may want to have the cloud set up there. So this gives you the device connectivity, and so once the device know your cnMaestro server, the next thing is the onboarding process. So when we talk about onboarding, so once device is connected with the cnMaestro, it will be added to the onboarding queue by default, and the device will not automatically add it to the cnMaestro until it is approved. So we still have this approval process for all the device before it's completely on board. And also you have the there's 2 optional setup things. One is pre-provision. The other one is authentication. So the provision is based on MAC address. This part is different with the cloud. For the cloud, we're using a cnMaestro specific, recognized serial numbers. So so we can be able to know which device, and that is how the cloud doing the onboarding process and the provision. And for the on-premise one, we're basically using the MAC address. And for the provision, we support our device, the ePMP, the same pilot home, the Wi-Fi outdoor AP, the E400, E500. So we allow one setup configuration. We can set up a software, and it will be provisioned. The other thing is the authentication. So it's optional as well. So we can using the onboarding key to do this double secure to make sure there is no hijack or a faked device to be added into the system. So you can put the onboarding key into the device UI, and if the onboarding key is not the correct one, and because the onboarding key is unique for every operator, then the device, even the device has say the duplicate, they have the right MAC address, and if the key is not correct, it will not be able to add it into the onboarding queue. So there will be those kind of like fake device, or it will not be added into the network. So this is basic additional secure. And we talk about the pre-provision as a configuration software and pre-approved software thing. So when we talk about software, we know all the device. Periodically we do have a new software. Every quarter or every half years. How we do those things? Well, in the cloud, all the software. We maintain that software image to be updated into latest version, because literally we help do that. But on the on-premise one, because you don't have the connection with the cloud, so it's up to the operator to maintain the device image up to the latest version. So when you first download this cnMaestro, do the first time cnMaestro on-premise installation, all the device image is up to date, which is the latest. But once you installed, say 3 months or 6 months after your initial installation, if we come out with a new software image for, say, Wi-Fi AP, then you have to download that new image from Cambium support webpage, and you can go to the support.cambiumnetworks.com to download all the latest software image from each device, and then you will be able to add those images into the cnMaestro on-premise. So so basically, it's under operator with us. There's a sub menu called Software Update, and from there's the Manage Image. So from there, you can upgrade your device image, and then you can use this image to either upgrade your device, do the software upgrade, or if you do the pre-provision for the new onboarding device, it will load the new latest image to that device. So we talked about the device software. So we make sure all the device, the AP, the SM, the EP, the CM Pilot, all of them, they get the latest software. Next thing we want to talk about is the cnMaestro software. As we said, the cloud literally is Cambium. We maintain the cloud software, so we keep the software up to date. When we have patch, we're going to add the patch. When we have new features, we're going to add the features. So basically, for cnMaestro Cloud, customers don't need to worry about. You're always using the latest software. But when you go to cnMaestro on-premise, well, it's up to the operator to make sure their software is up to date. And there will be two different software. One is OVA update. Basically, it's include a complete image, which is the the first software, that is the current one you can download, because this is the initial load. It's an OVA image with everything, and later when we have the point release, most of them is a package update. So basically, it's only include the part you need upgrade, and it will not include the image, all image. And I would say sometimes we may still put an OVA package out if the change is more significant, or it's at the time it should cover a broader device image as well. So periodically, sometimes we will have an OVA update as well for the new release. So that is one thing. The second thing is, compared to the cloud with the NOC, the cloud will have a more quicker update than the on-premise version. We don't want to upgrade your on-premise software every day or every week. We're probably gonna do this every couple months. So give you a new version. So we're gonna pack several of the either fix or a new function feature added together into a package and do this software cnMaestro on-premise software upgrade. While on the cloud, because we maintain that cloud software, and that will happen more frequently, and in most cases, customer will not have any awareness. So we could do the cnMaestro cloud update much faster. So occasionally, you may see the cases, some people saying, oh, I have this functionality on cnMaestro, and you mean in the forum you see somebody post something for certain features, and you will feel surprised because that's not a feature available on your cnMaestro on-premise. That is possible because certain features will be added into cloud much faster than on the on-premise. You probably should expect maybe 1 month or 2 months in average delay because we're gonna package them and then create a package for cnMaestro on-premise. So that's the thing you're gonna see the difference. And for the packet update, because this is just for the cnMaestro software only, so when you do the packet update, it will replace the cnMaestro software. There's no data export required, and you literally download the packet and install through the UI. While for the OVA, because you're going to reinstall the whole image, we will provide migration stuff. So basically, there are additional steps for the importing and exporting the data. So the old data will be migrated to the new cnMaestro version. So it'll be slightly different to the when you compare the upgrade for software upgrade for cnMaestro. The cnMaestro also provide the VM management. Basically, you will be able to monitor the server, the hardware performance. You can see the CPU usage, the memory, what the disk storage things, and it will also support technical support dump. So basically, you will be able to constantly monitor if you want to. You can monitor the server status to see if my server is start to kind of like overloading, or it's pretty much light traffic currently for my server. So you will be able to see that, and we provide this functionality in the cnMaestro on-premise. The last one is the I want to mention about is the CLI, the command line interface. So because the cnMaestro, it's a virtual virtual machine, and you will be able, it's a virtual machine management thing. So you will be able to enter the using the CLI through the VM console. And there is a username and password. It's Cambium, and the password is a cnMaestro. And so with the CLI, you will be logged in, and you can change the machine's networking. You can change the administrator's password, or if you want, you can also reboot the system through the CLI command. And and that is the other one of the difference. So if we go back, in the summary, I mean, in general, cnMaestro, from functionality point of view, the Maestro Cloud and cnMaestro on-premise, they pretty much provide the same management function, from configuration, performance, fault management, the dashboard, the way you look at the device. But because on-premise versus the cloud, there are 7 areas where it's different. The administrator, device connectivity, onboarding, image management, software update, server management, and CLI. So those are the 7 areas you will see some minor difference, and you should aware when you're using cnMaestro on-premise. All right, so that's pretty much I want to cover today, so let's see if we have any questions. So I think if
Alan, yes, we did have a couple questions here. Let's see, the first one, is a new version including the hosted capture portal AMD vouchers?
Go ahead, Emilio.
We'll start a beta for that soon, and so we should be starting a beta for that soon. Probably.
Emilio, I think you're cutting out there.
The beta
Okay.
should start. The beta should start.
So
let me repeat what the question was about this voucher features for Wi-Fi, and we're starting the beta in the next
Alan, Emilio?
Hello? You can still hear us?
Did it hit you?
No. Hey, Andrew, can you hear us? Hello? I guess you can. I assume you can hear me. So let me repeat what I'm saying. The first question we have is about voucher. As I said, the voucher is not in the cnMaestro 1.2 yet. It will be supporting the next software, and we're going to start the beta in a couple weeks. I'm looking forward on the first week of August. We're going to start the beta, and not only include the portal and the voucher thing, but also it will have the PMP 450 support together there. And we will turn on the beta trial application from the cnMaestro cloud. Normally when you log in on the right top corner, you're going to see that beta application. It is not there yet, but we're going to turn that on. I believe it's most likely next week sometime. Mid of next week we will turn it on. So if you are interested to attend the beta, please, when it's turned on, submit your application, and we will invite you into this beta test. And also for the people interested for the cnMaestro PMP 450 support or the voucher portal support, this will be supporting the release 1.3.0. We're targeting the software to be released by beginning of September. So you will get that one. So if you don't want to be the beta, you want to wait until the formal software available, that is about 6 weeks from now. Okay? So let me go through the question. Actually, there's more question here. So the first question I have, the other question I have is, it is possible to have user with limited possibility, for example, customer service. So this is so currently we do not have a role-based administrator, and we only have one level there. And the role-based administrator will be added in the future future cnMaestro, but it's not a function today or in the next software. P2P, next question, when will cnMaestro support P2P 650? The cnMaestro support for P2P 650 will be by end of this year. Is this new version, I think this asking the voucher and portal, this already covered. Next question is about, will the on-premise support PMP 450 and 450i, and also the coming 450 Medusa? The answer is this version is not, but on the 1.3.0, which is the beginning of September, that release will support all PMP series, including 450, 450i, and Medusa. Next question I have here is, will cnMaestro give us the ability to see usage by customer device behind the cnMaestro APs? I assuming you're asking is the Wi-Fi client performance of those the Wi-Fi client, the performance of Wi-Fi client of cnPilot AP.
Yeah, today we can see usage by the devices that we're actively managing. So that would be like a subscriber module, or something like one of our Wi-Fi access points, like the cnPilot R200, R201. For clients that are connected to it, if that's what the question is, today we show what they're actively consuming, like their last 5-minute average throughput, but we don't currently have a plan to keep historical data of the individual Wi-Fi clients. If that's a feature that you're looking for, I'd encourage you to post that in our ideas section of our community forum, and we monitor that to see how many upvotes things get.
Thank you, Emilio. Next question is does the cnMaestro support redundancy service? Basically, it's a master and standby concept for configuration, those things, how it's applied. We do not have this function yet.
Cloud is redundant. Cloud is fully redundant.
For the on-premise version, for the cloud, it is full redundant. I mean, we have the redundant server there, so it's kind of like automatic backup. I mean, for the customer, you don't have the for end user, or you don't have awareness, about the redundancy behind the scene. But for the on-premise right now, we do not have this redundancy function there. It will be supported in the future release. It is definitely one thing in our roadmap. Next question I have here is there any northbound interface from on-premise to a higher level NMS? That's a good question. The answer is yes. We will add yes, we will add the northbound interface, and it is a committed release in the release after 1.3.0. So it'll be available in I would say from now on it's about 3 months timeline. The northbound interface will be supported as a feature, so it's coming. Next one I have is when will be supported the payment gateway, SMS authentication, charging records. So it's a billing question, it's a feature in our roadmap, but we don't have. It's not in the committed soft version yet. We're currently. It's not a committed feature in the schedule, but it is in our candidate list for the bidding part.
And there's a cnPilot webinar that we put today, so they can more updates.
Right. So Emilio just tell there is a cnPilot webinar coming in 1 week, and there we're gonna give you more updates for that part. Next question I have is, when the support for hotspot 2, diameter, and S2A GTP. I do not have those as a commit feature as well. It is part of the Wi-Fi part. It's basically the joint development, not only on the cnMaestro but also on the Wi-Fi device. I would recommend, it is a candidate but not committed feature in our current release schedule. This next one I have here is when it would be possible to configure SSID, guest access, and other Wi-Fi controller configurations from cnMaestro, like a UI configuration. So for the Wi-Fi UI configuration through UI, it is a supported feature, and it is in the beta once you sign up, and it is in the release 1.3, which is coming at the beginning of September. So it will be it's 6 weeks, roughly 6 weeks from now. How many users can be created when using the on-premise? This has the same function as the cloud. You will be able to create 3 users today, and from the on-premise. All right, that's all the questions I have. So if you have any other questions, feel free to post. I think let's see. All right, Andrew, why back to you? I mean, I don't see any other questions from the boarding.
No, I think that's it. I want to thank everyone for joining. You will all be getting this sent in an email with the recording of the webinar. I suggest you guys, if you have any questions, concerns, or any ideas, please share that with us on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, to our YouTube page, as well as our community forum. And any ideas, I'll be constantly looking at those. We have engineers on there, product line managers looking at your ideas and responding. So I highly recommend doing that. I want to thank Alan and Emilio for joining us today. And without further ado, I want to thank everyone for joining, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Bye.